And we'll start with prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening to read your word, see what you have for us. We ask that you help us understand and use the word to grow spiritually. We ask this in your name. Amen. Okay, so at the time of Herod, the Tetrarch, and at this time, Rome had broke up the Herod's, the great kingdom, into 4 portions, and he gave them to different people, like Philip, who was the brother of Herod, and there's this, we have this problem caused because Herod basically fools around with Philip's wife, and basically I'm not sure if they divorced or she just moved in with him. But we have the next Herod. Matthew called him Herod the Tetrarch. I think this should be Herod Antipater or Antipas. And he, as we see, is going to order the death of John the Baptist. So he's fooling around with Philip's wife, and at that time heard reports about Jesus and said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He has risen from the dead." So we're going to have a flashback. Like I said, ancient history doesn't really go smoothly in chronological order. And he thinks John Baptist has returned to give him, reprimand him, because John the Baptist, we'll find out, it says, this is John Baptist, he has risen from the dead. That is why miraculous powers are at work with him. So we've seen miracles previously before the parables, and Herod's probably been listening and getting reports back from. It says, now Herod had arrested John and bound him and put him in prison on account of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife. So I'm not sure why, if she just took that name, or so it seems like Philip was a brother to Herod, and maybe she just took Herodias as a name. It says, because John the Baptist had been telling him, it is not lawful, it is not, basically not righteous for you to have her. Although Herod wanted to kill John, and he had, if he could found a way of doing it without upsetting the people, says he was afraid of the people because they regarded John as a prophet. And what's the job of a prophet is to go out and tell people, they speak for God. On Herod's birthday, however, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod so much, he promised with an oath to give to her whatever she asked. Now, from the things I've heard, is she was like a young girl, and basically they kind of death thing she did would have been the ones like the prostitutes and lower class got involved with. And so she goes out and dances for her and the people that are there for his birthday. And they think it's his birthday rather than just the anniversary of his reign. So he promised to, oh, you did so great. Tell me what you want. So prompted by her mother. So her mother basically had issues with John the Baptist too. Was give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist. The king was grieved, but because of his oath and his guest, so basically he didn't want to take back his oath and get embarrassed. He ordered that her wish be granted and sent to have John beheaded in the prison. John's head was brought in on a platter and presented to the girl who carried it to her mother. Then John's disciples came and took his body and buried it, and they went and informed Jesus. So that is what happened with John the Baptist. We saw him previously in the scriptures of Matthew. And from what I understand, maybe some of his disciples joined with Jesus. In Acts, we come across some of the disciples that are witnessed to by Aquila and Priscilla. Now, we get to the feeding of 5,000. He's going to... It's one of the few miracles that are in all four Gospels. When Jesus heard about John, he withdrew by boat privately to a solitary place. He went to basically to go pray. Wanted to be alone and deal with John the Baptist's death. Not only was he God's prophet, but he was cousin to Jesus. He was Mary and John's mother were related, and he was basically a relative. And they had worked in ministry together. John baptized people, Jesus baptized people, and John baptized Jesus when he came and started his ministry. Go from town to town to see where he winds up at. But it says, when he stepped ashore and saw a large crowd, he had compassion on them and healed their sick. So he's going out to get alone time, but he takes his own interest, and he sees these people. It says when evening came, and so evidently he spent some amount of time healing people. The disciples came to him and said, "This is a desolate place. So this is out in the middle, desolate place. So this is out in the middle of nowhere, and the hour is already late. Dismiss crowds so they can go to the villages and buy themselves some food. Jesus said they do not need to go away. You give them something to eat. So he's been meeting the needs of the people with healing. Now he's going to meet